Here we are the next day, and I'm glad to report there was no damage to the barn during the horrible storm yesterday. Man, it was nasty, but nothing broke, nothing came down, nothing was torn up. Everything looks great. So today, I'm just getting over here, and James has been over here working in the rain, actually. And so he's putting up the bubble wrap that you can see over there. So it looks like we might be putting up some siding on that side of the barn. We were supposed to be putting the rest of the roof on today, but it just stopped raining literally 5 minutes ago, and it's supposed to start raining again in an hour. So I don't know if we'll get anything up there put on today. We might have to do that tomorrow. But we could put the metal up on the side, so hopefully we can make some progress. And this is what the inside of the barn looks like where James had put up the bubble wrap. It's looking great. So we'll start putting up the siding here soon. So as you can see here, James put them long ways horizontally. So that left a small hunk up at the top. So we're just cutting up some scrap ones that we had to stretch along that top to fill in that gap.
Okay, we're going to put up 2 pieces of metal before we put our J channel in, because the base trim height was actually 1.5 inches lower than where the J channel should be. So just so we get that right, we're going to go ahead and put 2 pieces of metal up, slide our J channel in there, and then come across the rest of the way with the J channel, and that should be fine.
We're going to start on this far end of the barn and work this way. So the first piece of metal needs to have that door cut out. So that's what James is doing over here.
Can you grab a couple towels so we can dry that off? I got to put pencil marks on it.
Yeah. First piece is cut. We're ready to put it up. So we got that first piece of metal up. It fit perfectly. So then James decided to go ahead and put that piece of J channel on just to make sure everything lines up good. It fits perfectly. So now, James, are we going to put the rest of the J channel on before we put the rest of the metal up?
I'm going to put this up and put a couple more pieces in.
Okay. My dad showed up, and James and my dad got all this in. You can see where the J channel is up there, and then obviously all the metal siding that they got in. It looks fantastic. We were a little worried that there might be some waviness in the wall just because the oak boards we cut ourselves on the sawmill were not perfectly straight. Some of them were a little bowed, but you can't tell any imperfections. In fact, it looks absolutely amazing. So we're gonna get some more done. I don't know if they're gonna work on the roof now or if we're gonna work more on this metal, but we'll see.
All right, we're going to start putting a roof on the barn here. We're going to put up our bubble wrap first and then put these sheets of metal up there.
Look at this. There's James. James is 6'3".
That probably blends right in with the sky.
And there's the roofing. These are tall. Because the pieces are so long and they're kind of difficult to handle, we don't want to crease them and fold it in half. So James just whipped this up with some random scrap lumber from the build. And he put it on top of the square little man lift that he made. And we're going to use that to set the metal on to lift it up to the people up there so that we can get it up safely. When we first started putting this roof up, I was an absolute nervous wreck. I was so scared I was gonna fall. So I was moving very slowly and I was being very careful and very timid. And James was kind of doing most of the work. He was putting in all of the screws, but after a little while, I started feeling more confident and more comfortable. And actually, I lost all fear whatsoever. I even did a cartwheel up there at one point and didn't fall off. But regardless, we had an extra screw gun, so I started helping out, putting in a bunch of the screws, and that made this process go a lot faster. You'll see that here shortly. I even ended up running pretty much back and forth, getting stuff for my dad, getting stuff for James, and just doing whatever I could to help out. It's crazy how you can desensitize yourself from fear with experience and just a little bit of time. But anyway, it's okay. Man, it looks good. For putting up a metal roof in the rain, I am very impressed with today's progress. We got about 3/4 of the roof done on this side, so hopefully the rain holds off tomorrow and we can get it finished. It's 6 p.m. Most people would stop to go eat dinner, but James says, well, now let's put up black metal since it's just the two of us. So guess what we're doing? Putting up black metal. This guy doesn't know how to quit. I probably should go and help him here. Look at that. Stopping point for tonight. Got almost this entire wall done with the black metal. And then, of course, as I already showed you, we got 3/4 of the roof done on this side. This is what it looks like from the underneath. Looks great. Nicely done today, babe. Anything you need to say about what we did today?
We had a pretty nasty storm yesterday. Today, it was supposed to rain at about 3 to 2, 4 o'clock in the morning and then stop. And it's been sprinkling and raining all day. So we got a late start in hoping that would stop, and it never did. So we decided to get on the roof in the rain anyway. Believe it or not, my Nike's tennis shoes didn't slip at all. So that was kind of nice. So we got a decent amount done. Not as much done as I wanted. I wanted to get the entire roof on the lean-to and this finished, but we had a little bit of a weather delay. But we got enough done in a little bit amount of time, and we'll get more done tomorrow. So.
Yep. Good morning. It's a cold, gloomy morning, but thank God it is not raining. So I'm gonna take you to the back of the barn and show you what my dad and James got done this morning. Right now it's 9:30 a.m. and then we're gonna work on the roof. So you can see here where they got all this bubble wrap in back here, and they got the first piece of tall black metal in on this gable side. So right now we're gonna try to finish the roof because my best friend Brooke is in town from California, so I'm taking the boys to go see her this evening. Actually this afternoon, I gotta leave at like 1:30. So we're gonna get the roof done because that's something we have to have 3 people for. And then when I leave, my dad and James can get the metal siding here finished and the metal siding on the gable side so they can still make progress without having that third person. Look at that. We only got 4 pieces of metal left to put up. My dad's bringing them over right now in the tractor. And we've only got 2 more pieces of bubble wrap to put up. And that finishes the big roof of the giant barn. Oh my goodness, we got the roof done. So now the roof on the entire barn is done. Let me zoom in. Looks incredible. James is just putting the last few screws in. Now we're gonna work on the roof over there on the lean-to. That's my dad, one of the hardest working men I know. And I've never in my life heard that guy complain. Okay, so we just got that first piece of metal up for the metal roof of the lean-to. Now, I will admit we just spent a lot of time doing it, and it's because I was using a speed square, and I butted this up at the bottom of that board that goes along the outside and made sure that the roof came exactly 2.5 inches out. So we had to adjust it a couple times to make sure that the overhang was perfect, but James wanted to make sure that it was completely square. 2.5 on the right side of that piece of metal and 2.5 on the left side. And it was. So now it'll be easy to line the rest up because they will perfectly just go across. But I will still measure it every time we put a board up to make sure that it's 2.5 overhang. Oh my goodness, this is going so much faster than the roof because we don't have to put any bubble wrap up. Plus, it's only a 212 pitch, so it's not very steep. Man, we're flying. I actually can't believe it. Look at that. The entire roof of the barn and the roof of the lean-to is complete. It looks incredible. It's so finished. And honestly, to do the lean-to over there, really? I think it only took us an hour because it's just now 12:59 p.m. So we're gonna break for lunch. Let's see what the underneath looks like here. Oh yeah, perfect. Incredible. Wow. Looks amazing. Let's go eat some lunch. So after we took a break for lunch, I took the boys to Ohio for that birthday party at that indoor playground, and they loved it. They had such a blast climbing and getting their energy out. And while I was gone, James and my dad made a lot more progress on the metal siding, which I will show you in the next video. But when I got home, we saw this amazing sunset that was just absolutely glorious. Anyway, that's it for this video. Let us know if you have any questions. Have a great week.